Hello, welcome to Murder and Lattes. My name's Rachel. Thank you for joining me today. Now, guys, today, unfortunately, I'm not drinking coffee. I know, it is really sad. I am pretty bummed about it myself. However, I do want to let you know that next time that I'm recording, I will be drinking Summer Moon coffee. If you have never had Summer Moon coffee, if you've never heard of it, there's a good chance you haven't, because I don't think that they're that widespread yet, but thankfully they are near me. And why I say that with just such enthusiasm is because they are my favorite coffee. So I've got my little Summer Moon mug here, but unfortunately it's empty. But yeah, I hope that you are excited to hear about why I love Summer Moon so much next time. So stay tuned for that. And I'll already give you a ranking. It's 5 out of 5 beans for sure. But yeah, get excited for that next time. So this story that I have for you guys today, I found it on Reddit, and the Reddit post that made this pop up was a question about what did you see on public transport, or what was something real sketchy that you saw while you were taking public transport, something like that. And I just think that it's kind of funny that this story popped up on that post, because technically no one saw this, but I think that's what makes it more interesting, is that you don't know who you're sitting by or who's around you when you're on public transport, or what they have in their bags. That's a little concerning sometimes, especially once you hear this story. So on September 9th, 2020, Melvin Martin Jr. was taking a Greyhound bus from where he lived in Louisville, Kentucky, to family's house in Markham, Illinois. This was about a 5-hour bus ride, and he had some luggage with him because he was going to be staying with his family for a while. When he got to his family's house, his family had reported later that he was acting a bit odd. He had his suitcases with him, but didn't want anybody going near them. He was kind of being protective over them. And then his family noticed that after a couple days he still hadn't unpacked them. And then his family also noticed that there was kind of an odor that was coming from them. So his mom decided to take him to the library. And while he was at the library, she opened one of his suitcases and found body parts. That's right, he had traveled with a suitcase full of body parts from his place in Louisville, Kentucky to Illinois on a Greyhound bus for 5 hours. So once his mom found at least one body part, she immediately called 911 and reported that she had found what she thought was human remains in her son's suitcase. In his suitcases, police had found chopped up body parts of a woman, a head, some organs, just miscellaneous body parts, but not all the body parts. And these were later identified to be Melvin's ex-girlfriend, LaDondra Ellington. LaDondra was 31 years old, and once police found her remains, they believed that she had been dead for probably at least 30 days. So Melvin was arrested at the Markham Public Library, and after he was arrested, he admitted to killing his girlfriend, LaDondra Ellington. He said that there was a domestic dispute between them. Melvin had been living with Ellington in their apartment in Louisville, Kentucky, and then he killed her sometime between early August and mid-September, police believe. Melvin had admitted that he killed Ellington, and then placed some of her body parts in his suitcases to travel with him to Illinois, but he also placed other body parts of hers in a park in Kentucky. Once the Markham police found this out, they contacted the Louisville police, and Louisville police confirmed that they did find other body parts, including a torso, in Bingham Park in Kentucky. So why did Melvin take some of the body parts to Illinois with him? Well, the Markham chief police officer said that Melvin indicated that he wanted to at least be with part of his girlfriend, and that is why he took the body parts with him. That's gross. That's also super mentally unstable. This is really sad, not only because LaDondra had to lose her life, but especially so because she had filed for an emergency protection order against Melvin earlier that year on May 25th of 2020. In fact, Melvin had several emergency protection orders against him from other women in the past. And not only that, but Melvin also had 8 prior felony arrests, including domestic violence. I just don't understand how people like that just keep getting moved through the system in this way, that they're allowed to be back out on the streets and convincing other women to be with them. And I mean, for this to be a known thing, I mean, clearly there's a past. Another one of Melvin's ex-girlfriends came out and said that she had been held hostage by Melvin in the past when they were dating. She was held hostage for 4 days, and she said she was only saved because of a pizza delivery guy. So it is pretty well known that this guy is dangerous, but clearly not well known enough because it keeps happening. You know what? Why does it take somebody losing their life for him to get locked up like this? So Melvin was arrested on charges of murder, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. LaDondra is described by family and friends as someone who truly cared for the welfare of others despite her own hardships. And I think that is just speaks to the type of person that she was. That she, you know, obviously had things going on in her own life with her boyfriend at the time that were not, I don't even think I would describe them as hardships. They're more than that. When you have to file for an emergency protection order against someone, I mean, that is just truly something that no one should have to go through. And I think that, you know, it's really sad that she had to lose her life over that. Melvin had pled not guilty in court, and a petition was made to increase his bond, to double his bond, in fact, since they felt that he was such a danger and a flight risk. I think that Melvin wanted to, you know, kind of act crazy there in terms of, like, you know, wanting to bring part of her body with him and, you know, wanting to at least still be with her. I don't think that we can consider this mentally unstable. I think that he knew exactly what he was doing every single time that he did it. I mean, he did it so many times and got away with it. And I think that he, you know, did he feel guilty? I don't know. But I think he definitely knew what he was doing. So, you know, if he were to try to convince people that he was mentally unstable or crazy, I don't think so. I think that he knew what he was doing. And yeah, he is crazy, but mentally unstable, I don't think so. One thing that I think is interesting is that his mom was able to call 911 on him. I think that's really brave of her because I don't know, you don't know what you would do in that situation, and I would hope that even though this is your son and you care for them, that you would still do the right thing by turning them in, because think about if she hadn't turned him in, he would still keep going on and more than likely keep abusing other women, keep convincing other women to be in relationships with him, and then there'd be more emergency protection orders against him that would really go nowhere because we saw how it's gone in the past. So I think that's really important that his mom was able to call the police, get him turned in. I know that that's probably super hard for her, but we can't keep letting people like this just roam around because it's just way too dangerous. So, thank you for visiting my channel today. Thank you for watching my video. I promise to have coffee next time that we can review. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you have any suggestions, again, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to have suggestions to do the next video on. So thank you again and have a great day, guys.